Xena Warrior Podcast. My name is Vera, and I'm joined, as always, by my two fulsome co-hosts, Katy.
Hello.
And Livy.
Fulsome.
Yes.
It's a good word.
It's part of tonight's theme.
Oh.
Because we're going to be talking about Animal Attraction.
Oh.
Your favorite episode.
Maybe your least favorite episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
Down there.
is. It's very much not an episode I like.
We never really talk about, like, the bottom list. You know?
Yeah.
We only talk about, like, the top.
Nobody likes to talk about their bottom list.
Yeah, it's no fun. As well, if you like Animal Attraction.
That's true.
But this stretch of season 5, has a lot of contenders for the bottom.
For the bottom.
Vying for the bottom.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about Animal Attraction, but before we do that, we are going to discuss about that cool thing we did, which is go to Xenite Retreat.
Yeah, we're back.
It's so funny. Last week we were pretending to have gone to retreat because we recorded that before we attended. This is actually the first podcast
We assumed we went last year. I wouldn't say we pretended.
Guess what? Our assumption was correct. We did
go.
Did go.
You are talking to some post-retreat Xena Warrior podcast people.
We are changed women.
It's true.
It's really true.
It's very true. Xenite Retreat, I'm just going to say it was one of the most spectacular experiences ever.
I agree.
It was definitely something that, I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but it was so much better.
Yeah, I completely agree. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Yeah.
And then once I was in it, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
See, I don't like to get into anything without knowing exactly what I'm getting into. So I feel like I overlooked at things to the point where I was like hanging out on the Canyon Creek summer camp website for like the kids that go in the summer, just to see like what everything looked like and everything.
Yeah, you guys, I was super pleasantly surprised because I just was going off my own horrible experiences with summer camps.
You thought you were going to be in a tent in the woods or something?
I mean, not quite that bad, but I definitely thought it was just going to be, like, old, like, thin walls, like, creaky bed, the thin mattress, just all the comforts of home, right? But guess what? Like, the retreat was... Like, that was the very first thing that I feel like dropped my jaw, was just like, oh my God, this place is like amazing.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Where exactly? It's like, okay, so it's in Lake Hughes, California. It's like an hour ride outside
Yeah,
LA.
into the mountains.
Yeah, into the mountains, windy road into the mountains.
I think a protected land, national park kind of
Oh,
situation.
cool.
I think so, because there was just nothing. It was so weird how we got on the road, and it was just like forest, and then camp. It was just like the road to
Apparently
camp.
there's a biker bar nearby.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
right.
So-
We saw some bikers at one point. The only glimpse of civilization.
Oh yeah, and then the campground Canyon Creek is gorgeous.
So
Really,
gorgeous.
I have like jello of people who get to go there in the summer.
I know.
I mean, I went to Girl Scout camp. It was fun, but it was nowhere near as nice.
I just did day camp, and it was not this. I mean, I've never done sleepaway camp.
Yeah,
so that's
neither had
why.
I.
Except
So
for
I
that
had
forced-
weird ideas about what it was going to be like.
Liv, you and I were forced to do a camp situation at NYU for like a bonding experience.
This is like whoever had the crazy idea to drive a bunch of film students into the Catskills to like learn survival skills. It's like it was like a
weird,
sitcom.
Yeah.
Vera and I went out on a kayak and somehow didn't drown.
We rode like in circles, literally, because we couldn't row straight.
Because Vera has much stronger arms than I do.
But yeah, this was so much better than that
This
experience.
is just, I mean, it seems weird to just be raving about, like, the actual aesthetics of the camp, but they're amazing aesthetics.
Yeah. Well, listen.
The camp was almost as beautiful as the people in the camp.
The stuff in it.
You see?
You're coming pretty.
That's really nice.
Thanks.
No,
Liv.
but the amenities lead into how great all the things that you can do there are.
Apparently, the camp, like cabins and whatnot, have been renovated.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Okay.
They have new showers.
So we didn't know the old stuff, right? And we are city gals, and we don't like to rough it.
I don't one bit.
We
0%.
were very pleasantly surprised that it was like hotel vibe inside. It can accommodate city gals. That's all we're saying. Yeah. And also, I mean, it was like 40 degrees that night, and like my impression was that we were gonna freeze.
Oh, it was nice.
And there was heat, and that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, it was really nice.
We were absolutely comfortable and cozy the whole time.
Yeah, why don't we talk about something that's other than just
how great the cabin
food was so good.
Oh my god!
Let's just get the facilities out of the way. No, the food was amazing.
No, for real, the food was insanely good. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided you with all sorts of options. If you had any dietary restrictions, you were covered. So any of you vegetarians or vegans, they got you.
Yep.
Okay? And oh my god, it was just so delicious.
Really good.
They had almond milk
Very
for your
excited
coffee.
about amazing.
That was amazing.
The almond milk.
They had like chia seeds for your yogurt. Come on, we're city gals.
We're like, where's the kale?
Basically,
where's the sriracha sauce?
I mean, they had it.
They had it. They had
20 different hot sauces.
I took a photo of that.
Oh my
all
god.
the hot sauces.
I need to make that my phone background. I think
I was so happy.
It was incredible.
I like a buffet that's tasty. Yeah.
And they had coffee available all day. Otherwise, I would not have survived. Yeah. And I barely survived as it was.
Anyway, okay. Actual retreat.
So, if you haven't been to Xenite Retreat, the way it works is that before you arrive, you are pre-sorted into nations.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There are 5 nations. Mm-hmm. Guys, can you name the nations?
I can. Okay. Callisto's cutthroat.
I mean, that's number 1.
Number 1.
Us. Except not
really.
Really.
But
we'll explain.
Yeah. Xena's warriors.
Yeah.
Gabrielle's bards. Mm-hmm. Ephanie's amazons. And Brunhilde's valkyries.
Well, hello. Woo.
Oh man. So we'll get into it. Good stuff. And then also Team Awesome.
Yeah,
which is
Team
everyone
Awesome
in charge.
is everyone in charge.
Not competing.
Yeah. So everything's like color coded too. Your nation's colors, you like fly that flag.
And you sleep in the cabin with people from your nation.
Yeah. And you decorate the cabin.
It's like your home. As soon as you arrive, you meet kind of your family.
Yeah. I think that would be really great if you were going and you don't know anybody. Mm-hmm. It's like a built-in, like, here's your family. Not that everybody is, obviously, but like, here's your team, kind of thing. Like
in our cabin, there were 2 people. Like, it was us and then 2 people who'd never been.
Yeah. It was a whole cabin full of virgins.
But like, we knew each other, but they didn't know anyone. Yeah. So there was like 2 people who were just like, hi, we're here. Yeah. And it was really great.
On paper, I saw the sorting of the nations and was like, oh, this is funny. Like, that's cute. Like, I didn't think anything of it. But I was amazed that, like, when I turned up and, like, had my cutthroat stuff and was, like, helping the cutthroats decorate our cabins, I suddenly was just in it. I was like, I'm a cutthroat, bitch. Like, we're doing this. And, okay, the history of the cutthroats is that they've been last.
Yeah, because it's like Hogwarts. You compete for the house cup, basically.
They're the Hufflepuffs.
Oh, Hufflepuff is always last.
Well, they're
Isn't it Slytherin because they are evil and they always get beat?
It's true that the cutthroats are named after Callisto. You would think they'd be the Slytherins, but I feel like they were
Callisto's the hero.
In previous years, they just, I guess, didn't really care very much about showing up to events and with their game faces.
Yeah, exactly. They just kind of hung out and were awesome.
But this year, the year we became cutthroats, was the year the cutthroats decided they were not going to be last.
It's true. And so we adopted this cheer.
We're not last.
We're not last.
So, and it was true most of the time.
It was, oh man, it was heartbreaking, you guys. I mean, we were first.
Well, your competitive side really came out.
Vera shocked us all by not just being like, healthily competitive.
No, she's a Monica.
But she's a Monica. She took it to such extreme levels that I was embarrassed to be around her.
I'm just going to say I apologize for my behavior.
And I'm not just talking like being like, yeah, we're going to win. She was like trash talking the other team.
I was not.
So we didn't get any tap points. We were running around trashing everyone. Tap points are like you can award different nations with points like yourself for doing like kind things or great things, and you also win them in events and stuff.
And Vera literally, is a very compassionate person normally. But at Xenite Retreat, anytime she did anything for anyone, she stared you hard in the eyes.
Where are my tap points, bitch?
Where are my tap points, bitch? Every time.
That's not going to get you any.
I got 0 tap points. No, but for real, I do apologize if I got during the archery, anybody around me, you guys, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
You took it too far.
I took it too far. But I felt we were going to win.
I mean, it really felt like the year.
It was the year. It was going to be the year. You know?
So yeah, they kick off the whole thing with a scavenger hunt / relay race /
like an Olympics situation.
Team building icebreaker.
Yeah.
Olympics-esque.
There were games involved.
Yeah.
They were all very silly games and games designed to really make you let go of your inhibitions, like immediately.
They were really great. Like the games. I mean, that's the kind of thing where I'm just going to say right now, like, I don't like to participate or whatever in silly things like that.
Yeah.
But there, I was like, I'm doing it.
I'm just going to say, like, the theme of the whole weekend was probably every day of retreat. I did like 800 things I don't normally ever do.
Exactly. And it was a great thing. It really, like, that's why it's such an awesome experience, is that it makes you do this and then you feel good about it.
Yeah.
We went down the schedule in advance and just saw like, egg races, and we were like, well, we're not doing that. We'll watch, we'll cheer, we'll be, you know, perfectly hospitable people, but we're not going to participate.
My fucking greatest life skill apparently is egg racing.
Katie,
with
you're
a plastic
amazing.
egg
Katie
on
is a secret genius of
spoon.
egg racing. She could probably be a surgeon because her hands are so steady.
It was so
all
windy.
about slowing down at the turn.
Whoa, there's
The
the secret,
wind-
you guys.
yeah, the
take
wind was
note.
rough.
Slow down at the turns
For
if
next
you're
year,
doing an egg race.
All right. Well, for the Nation Olympics, the greatest game, of course, was Furious Zug Zug.
We should mention all the games were named after Xena things.
Yeah,
like
well,
the egg
of
race
course.
was called the Exian Stone.
Right, because you have to be a centaur, right? There's one person with the egg,
Being
and then you
the
have
centaur,
to.
but
Another person has to be the butt. Yeah.
I was the butt.
I was the butt.
Proud of being
Butts
the
rule!
butt. But yeah, Furious Zug Zug, I have a feeling, was everybody's favorite game.
Yeah.
Can we even describe this
incredible
Well, you
invention?
can use, as you actually did it. I was filming it.
Vera
so-
took an amazing video.
I will describe it to you. Every nation stands in a line. Every participant ties a balloon to their back. So it's kind of sitting like where a tail would be on your back. Then you run up to a chair.
Bend yourself over the chair.
Bend yourself over a chair as you do.
Yep.
And the next person in the line runs up behind you and has to pop the balloon without using their hands.
Hence the name Furious Zug Zug.
So
Yeah, they
there's
have
a
to
lot
zug
of
you.
pelvic thrusting
A lot of
in
zugging.
this game. And it was hysterical.
It was. It really was.
Amazing to watch everybody doing their best thrusting.
And you did not have to participate, as I did not want to participate, and it was just fun to watch.
I bet it was fun to watch. It was also fun to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's your secret skill.
But yeah, by the end of this, we were just all such good friends. Like,
yeah.
it was
really,
amazing.
that was like an incredible icebreaker, obviously.
Yeah,
So-
how quick. You know someone pretty well when you zug-zug them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was like the first day, and the first night sort of ended with another incredible bonding
So-
experience.
This was one of the things of the few things that seemed like something that I would not do and just observe, that I am so happy that we did, because it was like the highlight, one of several highlights. Everything's a highlight.
I mean, literally, there was a highlight every day, and the whole weekend was a highlight.
But the first
was a big
Friday,
one, though.
yeah.
the first Friday is when you can howl at the moon. Mm-hmm. And there's an amazing... Oh, actually, like, can I say, like, right before that, we had, like, I roasted some marshmallows at a different campfire, and it was the most delicious shit in the whole wide world. Or was that the next day? I can't remember.
It all blends
It was
together.
that day.
Oh my god. Well, it was a different campfire, and it was so tasty, and I haven't had that in so long, and I'm just like, oh my god. And you didn't, and you lose.
I do lose, yeah.
Who's competitive now?
But a little off from the cabins, there's like kind of like a amphitheater campfire situation, like a big fire pit with sort of a little bit of stadium seating around, and there's just a huge fire going, and everyone paints themselves blue.
Yeah, they take your clothes off.
Not all.
The nudity is entirely optional.
There's no nudity, but if you've seen the movie Practical Magic, you will know that I was quoting that all day. There's a part in that where, well, it's hard to explain, but like several generations go to this like witch event in the woods, and there's this line where I think it's Diane Wiest who like comes back and like takes Sandra Bullock's kids, and she's just like, "Well, the nudity is entirely optional, as you well remember." And I was like 100% gonna be like, "Well, I am the Sandy of this night. Like, I am not gonna like participate, but I'm gonna like watch."
Yeah.
We were there for 5 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck it!" And like the shirt was off. With a blue sports bra that I did bring specifically because it was blue, and I was like, clearly in my head though, I wanted to do it. So
I mean, same thing. I came a little bit after you guys, and I 100% put on the clothes that I would wear for this, but came there being like, I will totally sit and watch this happen. And then I saw you guys, and I was like, fuck it! Stripping now!
Yeah, we were already doing it when you were at. So, yeah, and it's amazing. So it's like there's music and like chanting.
There's musical instruments happening. There's like bongos and
drum circling.
And
dance off.
like Stevie Nicks, what are they called?
Tambourines.
Yes.
And everybody like goes around the fire, and then, you know, you're blue. You've been painted blue.
Really empowering and beautiful.
It's amazing because everyone is, you know, like, and obviously all so different from each other.
What's that episode? Lifeblood?
Yeah. Everybody's favorite episode.
Honoring Lifeblood.
And there was a big, beautiful moon that night.
It was.
It was a full moon that weekend, not that night, but
it was one day away or 2 days away.
And then also at this camp, nowhere else on Earth, but just this camp, there were stars.
The only place.
Yeah,
in the
world.
only
Only place. I mean, we are city gals. Remember, there's like 2 stars above us.
I forgot to look, like, and then people were like, "Oh, stars!"
So many.
And like, so like the second day, I was like, "Oh, I should remember to
so many
stars.
stars.
Look at that.
It was magical.
It was so
magical.
incredible. It's really hard to describe when you're dancing with a bunch of strangers, you know, who just are just completely unself-conscious.
Yeah, that was the beauty of it. That was the beauty of it.
Yeah, just I felt pagan. You know, I felt like I was plugged into something.
Yeah, we were
was
plugged
bigger
into
than
something
me.
bigger than for sure. Yeah.
And then Katy Perry's firework came on, and I felt like this was like a spiritual experience to Katy Perry of all things. I was just like, I am a firework.
Oh my god. That's really funny.
That's amazing. They did play Despacito like 3 times. Though.
No.
So I would say that is the only.
Despacito played then at every dance party or situation.
It was fun.
Oh boy.
Private joke, I guess.
So I think all amped up from Howl at the Moon and the relay races, we went into Saturday morning like determined to do shit.
Yeah.
We woke up early and went to the high ropes course.
This was what I did not. I definitely did not think I was going to do the high ropes course.
We heard a lot about this, and I was like,
we had seen the videos.
We're not athletic people. Our like athletic pursuit is sitting around a table podcasting.
Yep.
Like this is our
have
sport.
to stretch to do this.
I know. You're in your athletic wear doing this right now.
Walk fast, jog. Sometimes.
I mean, literally my sports that I play, like, were not played So,
Tennis.
like, I do tennis and soccer, and none of that was...
They had the facilities.
Quote, unquote, do tennis and soccer. When was the last time you...
It's a muscle memory.
Excuse me. No, it's not. Because I was like, oh, I'm so good at free throws, and then was like missed by like 10 feet.
Whatever. I juggled that basketball between my legs. That when the last time I did that was like, I don't know, high school.
In high school, my sport was academic decathlon.
That's not a sport.
But we had a pep rally once, and she wore like varsity jackets.
Oh my god. You did that thing where you got the varsity jacket for like not a sport.
Academic decathlon.
Oh no. Well, anyway, I would have killed at tennis if there was a racket.
Sure. You say that.
Yeah. Easy to say, Vera.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm good at air hockey.
You discovered this, yeah. But anyway, there was high ropes, and none of us are climbers of any sort.
Dude, how do we
social
describe
climbers?
Excuse
me, I'm definitely a social climber. I climb socially.
If one cannot picture high ropes, how would we describe?
I describe it like this. If you go to the zoo and you see the monkeys, the contraptions that they hang out on,
really
that's the high ropes. It's like crazy like things that you can climb and hang off.
Some of the stuff was like 100 feet.
It was insane. It literally reminded me of that. Like, I was like, humans shouldn't be hanging out on this.
And also a rock wall was there.
Yeah.
Rock wall. It was multi-tiered, which was the most insane. Like, it would be like, okay, 50 feet up, there's a rope bridge, and then, like, 50 feet above that, there's, like, tires and, like, spinny logs.
Very high.
It's messed up because this is a camp for kids.
I don't know.
I can't
estimate distances, I guess, but it's...
There was definitely multi-tiers.
Really fucking high.
Yeah, and, like, kids do that, and it's crazy.
From the distance, it reminded me of, like, the rigging of, like, a tall ship. Like, it was huge.
Oh, man.
Google high ropes course or whatever.
Yeah.
And see.
Well, the main event here is the
Leap of Faith.
It
is a main event because Saturday morning at a particular time, there was a block of time for it to count for points.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why it was like the main event.
And
None of the other things were for points, only the Leap of Faith.
It's also the stupidest thing you can do, but it's in an amazing way.
It's also combined with an amazing, empowering...
Yeah, it's the most empowering...
I don't know how to describe it, like situation. A self-actualizing course that they were doing at the same time.
Was that for, like, everyone or for, like, people who have a problem doing it?
I think it was for whoever wanted it.
Yeah.
This was...
the Conqueror stuff.
Oh,
yeah. That was... We didn't do that, so we can't comment on it.
Vera, you did, though.
Vera sort of got an impromptu.
Yeah, an impromptu. I made a thing happen.
But yeah, that was connected to going and doing the points. But if you didn't do that, you could still get points if you did it. But we were there early, so we were already doing it before the points.
But
so we had to do it again.
That's right. We did, some of us did the Leap of Faith and then redid the Leap of Faith in the actual official capacity.
Why don't you describe your experience with the Leap of Faith, Katie?
So I was like, well, first we rolled up to the high ropes course
at 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m. A few, like, not just us, a few people, like a bunch of people.
A few people.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And then everybody kind of started putting on the gear. Me and Vera were probably like the last people to put on the gear. You put it on. You were just like,
Liv put it on and then started climbing.
I thought the gear looked fun. I thought the climbing looked fun.
You have to, like,
I in retrospect, I sort of wish I hadn't been quite as game as I was, because I have a very limited amount of physical strength.
So do we all.
And I blew it so fast on this thing. Like, before doing the Leap of Faith, I'd already, like, climbed this rope bridge type situation, and that was just it. Like, my leg muscles were like applesauce after that.
I wish I had seen it, because we missed you doing the bridge thing that you did first, which is not the one that I did later. Right?
I'm kind of happy about it. I just like went and did something, and everybody was too busy getting suited up to notice. It was perfect. No, it was good. I didn't feel self-conscious about it at all.
Anyway, you have to like put a like thing on, what is it, like a harnessy type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
like
a helmet.
It's
safety
safe.
First, you guys.
It's like you don't, like, the fear isn't like that you're gonna die from falling off of a
The fear is that you're gonna embarrass yourself.
That is literally the fear. It is the fear.
I don't know. Mine is partly that something is gonna go awry.
No, come on.
Yeah. Oh no.
No
sure.
way. There was
For me,
like,
for sure.
you're
It's
gonna
true
be
that
held up by
your
ropes.
heart is in your. Even though you can tell yourself intellectually that, oh, you know, I'm harnessed. They're holding me with this rope. Like, it doesn't matter.
No,
Like,
for me, 100%. Like, I have a massive fear of heights.
You do.
Like, I saw myself looking down and then, like, getting crazy vertigo or something and then falling off, being embarrassing.
So I did it. So we got our shit on and we went over and I was just like, I'm just going to fucking do it. I'm just going to jump and I'm going to be done. And so that's kind of what I was thinking. And you said that, like, you were just like, all of a sudden I was like doing it.
Yeah. And because you did it, I was like, fuck, I have to really do it.
So it's a really high pole. I don't know how many feet it is. I can't.
It's just too high.
100.
It's not 100 feet, but it's definitely
too
high.
high.
I actually am going to tell you, I saw a different pole first and was like, oh no, and it was the wrong pole. And then when I saw the leap of faith pole, because I'd had that experience with that other pole, I was like, oh, that doesn't look that high.
Yeah, it's one of the shorter poles in a high ropes course.
But once you climb up it, so there's like, people have to hold this ladder against it, and the ladder's a little shaky, and it's right up against it. It's very hard to put. My whole thing with the ropes course is that, like, it's so hard to, like, put your feet on the tiny spaces where your feet were supposed to go on every single thing. So you pass the ladder part, and there's just little
ladder.
Metal,
like little
hook thingies sticking out that you have to pull and step on, and like I couldn't find one. It took forever for my foot to land on it.
And my safety rope kept getting caught on them.
The same thing was happening
worst.
to me.
And so it's like, it's very unnerving when you get to the top and it's shaking, your legs are shaking and you're making it shake. It's
windy,
and then you're supposed to let go of the rope and
stand as if you're going to dive into a swimming pool.
You're basically at the top of a high dive.
So
but like high dive.
High dive.
There's a guy or a lady standing below that, like, has your rope. Like,
the instructors who work there.
To, like, belay down or whatever. Is that the right word?
Yeah. And they were great. They, like, asked your name. They definitely, like, would encourage you. Give you, a lot of encouragement. They were awesome. The camp people.
Yeah, so you just have to stand up top and, jump off and hit a ring.
Yeah, there's like a ring and you're supposed to catch it.
Easy
catch it or hit
peasy.
it.
Just leap for your life.
You're not supposed to. Like, the point is that you're just supposed to jump. Like, that is a thing to be, like, some kind of goal if you need one. But the leap of faith point is to just jump.
Yeah.
Is to accept that nothing's holding you up and just surrender to it.
Right. Well, a rope is holding you up with a person at the bottom.
Yeah.
If they weren't, you would die.
Right, but I mean, it's like, like you don't need to grip anything for dear life. That's in the end the real test, is being able to let go.
So yeah, it was really fun. I did it that first time. It was great. I hit the ring. The second time I did it for points was really embarrassing because I, like, flew off by accident. Like, I didn't get to stand up top and jump, and I, like, screamed and it was embarrassing, but it's fine.
There was no embarrassing there.
I slipped off because it went too fast in the sense that you're supposed to let go of the rope, and I was afraid because of how I, like, fell and therefore, like, was still holding the rope, so I, like, let go really fast, like, in midair or something. I don't know. I need to see the video evidence. But it was just not as good as the first time.
It's okay, though. I mean, that was what was so great. They gave you points for doing it. Like, the feat is doing it.
I'm
That's
so proud
the
of myself for
part.
doing it. And I'm, like, seriously super proud of it. And I'm so proud of Vera for doing it, who is genuinely afraid of heights. I was not going to do it. Very scary for a minute. And I did come over to you, and I feel kind of bad for not being more encouraging, but I did kind of go, I know, but I did go over.
She's like, bitch, you better do this.
No, I didn't, but it was really high and scary. And I was scared because it was high. And I literally went up to you and it was like, it's okay if you don't do this because you're genuinely afraid. And it was very high.
Well, I gave up.
About your experience.
Yeah. So I felt very pressured to do it. So I decided, sure, I'll do it.
That's why I was trying to take the pressure off.
Nope, it added more pressure.
Oh, great.
No, I'm just kidding. But like I made it all the way up the pole, and I was like hugging the top. You're literally supposed to stand.
She was like spider monkeying the top.
You're supposed to stand on a fucking like the top of a tree, with the tip cut
like
off.
A foot diameter, maybe.
Insane. It's like less
thing.
than a foot.
It's like not enough room for both of your feet.
It's really messed up. Even high dive, you get like a place to stand and hold or whatever. Then I could totally do it. But I got up there and I was holding the top with my hands, not even my feet. And I was like, you know what? I can't imagine myself standing here, so I'm good. I'll just climb down.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I'm
not
good.
Gonna do it.
It's fine, guys. I don't need it. It's totally fine. I got this far. That's as far as I can go.
But everybody was yelling.
Everybody was like, you can do it.
it.
And I was like, oh my God, they like won't let me go. They won't let me come down.
We should have been like tap points, Vera. Tap points.
Shit.
That would have gotten you right up there.
Because you did it again because of the points, even though you hated it.
So yeah, I mean, I tried with all my might not to look down because I knew if I looked down, I would fall over and embarrass myself. Even though I was already just embarrassing, being like, I'm good. I couldn't stand like a diver entirely up there. I just kind of like sort of one foot stood and then like the other one was like on the little peg and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump. I touched the thing, so the
That's big.
It was pretty good, yeah. When I came down, like I definitely started crying. Just because like it was
great though, because you did it.
It was too much. It was like so emotional.
The release
like,
of it.
It was an achievement.
I did not expect that. It really was. And then they were like,
so many moments at retreat were like this, like tension and then release, and you're like, holy shit.
I mean, I did not expect my reaction to be that way, but whatever, it happened.
You did it.
I'm that person now who cries. But like then they were like, guess what? At 10:30 you get points. And I was like, fuck.
Do it again for the points.
And I was like, yeah, I'm doing it again for the points.
That's when I fucked up. Liv, do you want to talk about your experience?
Yeah.
So yeah, as mentioned, I'd already done some other high ropes things. So like I could tell that like I didn't have a lot of strength left in my legs, but I was
now
like,
you got the points.
I got to do it for the points. I went up there, legs were giving out. Everything got
on the harder one. There were two.
There was
one
two.
that was harder.
Did you know that it was harder?
And
I mean, I heard
ring
people
was
say
further
that,
away.
but I guess I didn't really believe them because they looked similar.
It was just further away from the ring. It was for taller people.
But I also think it was shakier.
It was shakier.
It was definitely shakier, and with me, Miss Shaky up there, like literally, it was like the thing at the the used car lot that's inflatable and sways around.
Or that.
That was me up there. Like it was so shaky that I just I couldn't really keep my balance up there, and it was weird because it was almost like an out of body experience. Like I was very like I can do this. Like I gathered myself mentally and was just like, I'm calm, do this, but then looked down and just saw my legs just doing the like slinky
Don't look
thing.
down.
Yeah.
No, you have to
I was like,
down.
I've turned into Gumbo. I can't. No. Gumbo? Was that his name? Gumby?
Gumbo.
Gumbo is an excellent
dish.
Gumby. That's what you're thinking of.
Maybe I've also became Gumbo. And just kind of just did a Katy in that I didn't quite get up to the top. I just kind of threw myself off.
That was the second time.
A second, yeah. Katy did a very good first run. I only did one run, and it was like Katy's bad second run in that I didn't have the physical strength to actually step up on top of it, and kind of instead just like in stepping up to the top threw myself right over it. And unlike everybody else, I guess I had my hand on the rope.
She did not get the memo.
I had both of my runs had my hands on the rope.
I never knew anything about
according to the video.
The rope. I thought keeping the hand on the rope seemed like a nice secure plan.
Absolutely false.
So once I got down, and there's a huge adrenaline spike. You really are high when you get down there. You're just like, oh my God, I did that. Incredible. You look back up and see how high it was and just go, holy fuck. Like 5 minutes later, I looked down at my hand and just saw that like all the skin was gone from two of my
whole hand,
from two of my fingers. And this is funny because we were gonna do them bones. So I was like, oh, there are the bones.
No, it wasn't that bad. Don't gross everyone out.
But yeah, I had rope burn that just like went past the blister stage.
It was proof
to a disgusting.
You
stage.
did it. That's
proof that you did it.
Yeah.
Proof that I did it.
It's your battle scar.
Yeah. So I spent the rest of retreat with some pretty hardcore foam bandage things around my fingers.
You can see it on our video of the live
stream. Yeah,
stream.
you can see it in the live stream. And I tried to milk it for for attention and for comedy, and I think I succeeded.
Oh, good.
Everybody was very nice to me for the rest of retreat. So,
well, it was cool. It was very cool that we did it. We did a few more things. We did like a swing, like required no effort. You just get pulled up and dropped, and then swing around. I actually thought I was going to have a good time doing the rock wall, and it was my least favorite thing.
I liked it.
Very hard. I did not get very high at all. I had to give up. I think that was what made me sore for a week, like just the rock wall component.
I enjoyed it.
And then, as you might be aware, listener, of my aforementioned tattoo of Gabrielle saying the bridge will hold me up from the beginning, I was then made to do a rope bridge.
Yeah, and we chanted it for you.
And it was pretty scary, and I'm glad I did it, but it was really fun hearing everybody chanting the quote and stuff while I was doing it, so it was fun. It was like a you had to like climb up a pole, and between two poles there was a thin rope, and then like higher up ropes that you hold on to, so you just like kind of like balance beamed your way across the rope. It was pretty fun.
It was.
I can't believe we did it. Oh my God.
It's crazy to still think.
Yeah,
about
honestly, talking about it now, like kind of breaking it down into a narrative for you guys to laugh at, it is weird to be like, we actually did do these things.
Yeah.
Like it kind of feels like we're talking about an episode of Xena, but it was an episode of us actually doing.
I did send the photo evidence home to my parents, and my dad did say back, does everyone at retreat think that they're Xena?
Aww.
And I was like, no, some people probably think they're Gabrielle.
That's a good answer.
But that's exactly the idea.
You did it, yeah.
You did not learn how to flip it out at retreat.
No.
Maybe next year.
Maybe
that's
next
an
year.
activity.
I do think that's what was so wonderful about retreat. Thinking about other cons I've been to that are so like divorced from the actual fandom and show you like. You know, you go to, a giant convention hall or a hotel and it's so kind of...
You're in the audience and the celebrities are sitting on the stage.
It has nothing to do with what you love about the show, except that the person from the show might be there. But
away from you.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
And you're only listening to them in a panel.
What I found so
love
amazing...
that, though.
I'm not dissing it, but I'm just saying that like what to me was so amazing about retreat was that it wasn't just being like, here are a bunch of people who love Xena, let's put them in a space together. It was like, here's a bunch of people who love Xena, let's put them somewhere that's inspired by the spirit
of the show
of Xena,
Yeah.
and like really allow them to live like in that feeling.
Yeah,
like,
so cool.
I thought that was I've never done that before. It made me go like, where's my Star Wars con where they send you into space?
Oh my God. We should say this was started because when the official XenaCon ended in 2015, the one that was in Burbank, this is like the continuation of that.
By genius Penny Kavanaugh.
Yeah, like, well, I was saving this for the end, but oh man, like just all of the points
I mean,
for Penny.
Penny is
like
a hero.
It's amazing that this was conceived and thought of and is just
actualized.
That it exists.
Yeah,
and it's wonderful. So like we didn't say, but like the first night before the retreat, actually everybody gathers at the Burbank Marriott where the official con used to take place, and everybody's like continuing traditions that like we are inserted ourselves into, which is very amazing to see. I love that so much.
The way that they kind of memorialized the history of Xena cons and then go to the retreat, which is the continuation, the future of Xena
so
cons.
And then so they had special like celebrity guests,
which I was like, so when you were saying that panel thing, like they had Adrienne Wilkinson, who was Eve, and Steve Sears, our fave.
Stephen was there.
Two of the like show related people. And what's really cool about that is that like it's amazing, number one, that they go to the camp the whole weekend and stay. And they're wandering around and you can hang out.
Steve was like taking photos and just like hanging out.
I just want to put this out there. Like, I am awkward as fuck. And if you don't want to talk to anybody, You don't have to. And I think, like, one of our things was that we were doing them bones, and kind of didn't want to say anything to Steve before we did
literally
that.
would, like, duck into the bushes when Steve came by. We played it so cool.
There was the day that we were actually doing the panel, was it? Where I accidentally put my plate down on a table that I thought was empty, but it was, like, his table.
You're like, oh, no, I can't
And I literally had to, like, pick it up and leave.
Away.
And it wasn't because we wouldn't have wanted to sit with him, but it was because, like, we needed to plan them bones and didn't want to do it, like, right in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, this is funny because we're so used in podcasting, you know, you don't think about the fact that, like, the people you're talking about are out there and, like, could
listen, my God.
Could react to you. Like, I think it's important not to be thinking about that while talking. So it was so strange.
Oh, hi, Phil.
He's like, stop talking about Retreat already. Where's Animal Attraction?
Animal Attraction, me. I'm an animal.
Phil's like, I'm the only one who didn't get to go to Retreat. But yeah, it was so strange to, like, be in the presence of people who worked on the show, like, while talking about the show.
Yeah. And so, like, yeah, if you're like me and find talking to people involved in things you like scary, you don't have to. But if you love them, they're wandering around and you can totally talk to them. And that's really, really neat. It's not like you go and you pay, you know, your $80 and you get your 1 minute and that's that. It's like the whole weekend. It's really cool. It's really cool that they gave their time that way.
After high ropes and seeking medical attention for any injuries incurred in high ropes, there was the music video contest, which this year Vera submitted for.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, I'm coming to Retreat, better bring a vid.
Totally. You have to.
And I was like, I'm determined to win points for my house.
So your competitiveness actually started, like, a month before Retreat.
I was like, I better do my best
Yeah.
so I could help my team.
You were doing it right.
Yeah.
And Vera, if you've ever seen any of her vids, she's very accomplished. So
oh my God.
It's awesome that she brought her skills to the retreat and premiered an original vid for everybody, which I think was well received.
And ended up winning best overall.
Thanks, guys.
You won tap points for your nation.
I did. I won us points. It was amazing.
I loved your award.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful, like, wooden carved chakram situation with, you know, my name and
that was really
what
cool.
I did. Yeah,
it's really very cool. Yeah,
it was really awesome. Mainly to, like, see the room, experience the vid.
Yeah,
which I will post it on our Facebook page and on the socials and stuff.
Sweet.
So you guys could experience it too.
Sweet.
But it was good. It was good helping out the team.
Hooray for bidding. I just thought that this is the component still,
yes.
which was part of the Creation Con, the official con.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else happened that day?
it was games night.
Games night.
Oh, that was amazing.
Fuck yes.
So, yeah, this was a genius addition to Retreat, which was this entire game night of Xena-related games. So we had, like, Xena Monopoly, Xena Cards Against the Humanity, actual, like...
The Xena Cards Against Humanity is really cool.
Yeah.
I took that home.
Actual, like, Xena games, like, from Super Nintendo or something like that.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Incredible.
We have a funny video of us playing the Super Nintendo.
It was
Xena
incredible.
game. I think it was Nintendo, what is it called, NES? Was that one?
I don't even know. It was old,
Yeah.
but it was amazing. It was like weird Xena Mortal Kombat, you know?
And like a VR thing?
Yeah.
Why we didn't get a chance because we were too
we
engrossed in the...
There was also a magician there.
Oh, right.
Who was that guy from
Picket
the
Fences.
kid from Picket Fences.
And when he said that, Vera was like, woo!
Because I was like,
So
oh my God, is
excited.
that the guy from Picket Fences? And he was like, I was on Picket Fences.
Yeah.
If you're in California, even your party magicians
Yeah.
probably have an IMDb page.
So yeah, games night was super fun, and I think a success. A big
I think so,
success.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
really just an imaginative, neat thing. You know,
Yeah.
we'd done Howl at the Moon the previous night, so it was kind of nice to do something that was a little more, that was like, you know, not just a party. That
Yeah.
was a change of pace.
Yeah.
It, you know, again, required you to meet people. It was, in a way, a mixer.
Yeah.
So it was great to just kind of see
was
everybody
really fun.
competing and...
Yeah.
trying to be naughty at each other, playing Cards Against the Known World, and it was
beer pong and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Twister.
Yeah, Twister,
there was Twister.
A lot of hilarious stuff happening
stuff,
at game night.
Okay, and then Sunday was the last day at the con, right? Like the official full day.
Yeah, last full day was, so, I mean, I know it can't be really longer, but it's also just so short. You're
I know!
And partly for Sunday, which our big thing was when we were scheduled to do the live show, was that, like, once we were done with the live show, the like, anxiety and nerves of doing it were gone, and then the retreat was over.
I know, yeah. So it was just based on scheduling.
Yeah. It was totally fine. But, like, oh, man. Once that was done, I was like, oh, I'm ready to party.
I know, yeah. It was really anxiety inducing.
It was funny because, like, what was Sunday morning? Did we do something? I'm sure we did something amazing.
I think by Sunday morning we were freaking out about our panel.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. we had like these highfalutin goals of going to like 7 a.m. hikes every day. LOL, that did not happen. But
we heard the hikes were amazing. You could just see from the surrounding mountains that once you got up there, like the views were incredible. Yeah. I know the people who went on them like came back with all sorts of fun stories about like going further than they thought they were going to go. Very similar in many ways to like our stories. Like basically whatever you committed yourself to, even if you have reservations, you're amazed at what you achieve, and that I think is the very spirit of the con.
Yeah. So most of Sunday we were just freaking out. Trying to prepare.
It was our own leap of faith, and that obviously like we've never done a live podcast before.
We are not performers.
Some of us were losing our shit.
Some of us needed shots.
I think all of us needed shots in the end.
Some of us hate public speaking. It's quite a different experience
It's a different skill set.
Yeah. We are usually alone and drinking and just shooting the shit in our little corner versus like being in front of a whole bunch of people. Totally different. But everybody was so nice. And I'm actually pretty glad that it was on Sunday because it gave us a chance to like talk to people and people who like listened, and it was just amazing. I'm still not over the idea that we have a podcast and people listen to it.
Yeah, we met so many great people who listened to it.
So I felt comfortable being in front of people because I know that people are really nice. And it was literally only the first hour beforehand where I like started freaking out. I felt fine the whole time, kind of. But the hour beforehand, I was like, oh my God!
Yeah, we were having lunch and I was like, I think my hands are shaking.
But then we did it, and I feel very good that we did it. The biggest challenge being that we only had an hour slot, and as you know, we can talk for a lot more.
That was a huge challenge.
Than that.
And something we were not used to big time.
So
we
might have some extra
our butts
bones
off, and guess what? It was an hour, so you have an hour of them bones to look forward to next week. We're very excited to share it with you. I think it turned out really well.
Yeah.
Steve Sears was there for part of it.
Yeah. Which was terrifying.
Adrienne Wilkinson was there for all of it.
That was really cool that she stayed.
She did not need to be there at all.
She did not know who we were, what was happening, I don't think. So that was cool. We apologize if we cut off some Eve-related content. We will get
it's okay. She's not listening to this one. It's fine. It's fine. It was a really magical hearing everyone say the power of the passion in the podcast.
That was so incredible. And
really
I can't wait for you guys to hear that, hearing everybody shout out that. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody who came, who knew the podcast.
And who didn't, who also came.
That's true. Everybody who sat down and gave us the time of day. We felt very much like we were coming in, we were new newbies at the retreat. Like, you know, why should anyone listen to us talk about Xena? But like people did, and we're so happy. And everybody behind the scenes who worked with us to like get it to happen.
Oh my God, it happened.
Lupe, who found the cord that saved us. Yes. It was incredible. Yeah,
so great. Yeah, everything.
Leo, who helped us with sound. Karen, who helped us shoot the video.
Yeah, Karen.
Everybody.
Yeah, so many amazing people. Sarah, who made our new problematic shot.
Oh my God.
Sarah and Amanda, who brought us shots.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, the biggest revelation out of the live show was that we now have a new problematic jar.
Yes. We will show it to you.
It is spectacular. You'll hear us describe it on the live show, so we won't go into details. But new jar, you guys. It's sitting here doing its job, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud to have it.
I know. It's wonderful.
So after the live show, after we somehow survived our first live show.
Ready to party.
We partied at the barn dance.
That was the final like big dance of the con.
This was themed after another great episode of the show, Old Aries Had a Farm.
Yeah. So there was a lot of like cowgirls, kind of dress, cowgirl situations.
A lot of leather fringe, a lot of plaid,
yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
hats.
Yep. And we were like, well, what's in a barn?
What's in a barn?
I was just trying to think of something that didn't require a lot of effort.
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, I'm not buying cowboy boots. I'm not buying a hat. What I can buy is a cow onesie. And we were the 3 cows.
3 cows rolled in our little onesies. Very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very wonderful for a chilly evening. I slept in it for sure. It is the most comfortable thing I've ever put on in my life. I think it went over well, and it was really fun. It was really silly.
It was really cool.
It was super fun to line dance while wearing a cow onesie. But obviously the most fun thing to do while being dressed as a cow. In fact, being dressed as a cow en masse, all 3 of us dressed as cows, was to finally get our introduction to Mr. Steve Sears.
Yeah.
We met him while dressed as cows.
And he was very delighted.
He
loved
it.
He looked for us.
Maybe we should always meet people we admire while dressed as cows.
Yeah. It takes like at least some of the nervousness away for me, perhaps. I look ridiculous. Whatever.
I would say that, a moment of triumph I experienced was taking a photo with Steve Sears while bandying back and forth cow puns. Just like, I think we did like 8 of them. We just kept going.
So good. Yeah. He was very nice. It was very great.
It was a great
And he was a good sport because, as you will hear next week, we were doing Them Bones, which has a checkered production history that involves him.
Yeah.
And he was cool about it. And we were not cool about it. We were so nervous about that aspect of it. But
I think he mentioned that like if we had talked to him, he could have told us some things to say, which was very nice, but I was like too scared to do any of that.
It's not our way. Our way is to go in there with our own research and just kind of wing it, which is exactly what we did.
Like some background. Yeah, the barn dance was awesome. It was so cool in the photo op area where there was like a whole table full of like you could hold up little word bubbles with like Xena stuff in it. Some of it was like our podcast stuff. I was like really emotional about that. Moving. Like you could hold up a thing that said like Xena did it first or put a pin in it. Yeah. Other stuff too.
We have some other great photos of that we'll share with you. We'll try to share photos with you of everything we're talking about so you have a visual. Yeah, that was so nice. Yeah, I forgot to mention in the litany of people who helped us with the live show, Penny herself, who was just gave us this really sweet intro.
Superhero Penny.
Was so welcoming and amazing with us. And including us in the catchphrases there at the barn dance was a really nice touch that made us feel like we were part of it.
I know. It's an incredible thing, and we're very thankful for this opportunity to even like do this live show.
Yeah.
At Retreat, of all places. So thank you so much, Penny. And I can't express how much good you're doing in the world.
And it's impossible to do justice to all the amazing people we met at the retreat, all the amazing conversations we had, just like so many moments that just were so beautiful
absolutely.
And neat. And, it's just so nice to be among people where you can just kind of go like, I have many skills and get like a bunch of giggles and woots. Like throwing out Xena catchphrases is not a thing you get to do every day in mixed company. And here, these things are just like common lingo, and
it felt like a family. It felt like home.
It really did. And a family with such a history. Like, it was so cool to talk to people who had been involved in the fandom for years and years and years, and like getting a sense of just how rich that community is. It was just I can't. I came away from it really understanding this fandom in a way that I don't think I really did before going to Retreat. Like,
wow.
I get it now. It's, I maybe intellectually tried to understand it before, but now I get it emotionally.
Mm.
Yeah, you kind of understand more now the responsibility of us trying to do justice to that group and to everything that they've accomplished.
Yeah. Emotional.
So, on Sunday night, it was revealed that Callisto's cutthroats had not won.
No.
Heartbreak.
Olympic champion.
We weren't even close.
Though.
That's what was crazy about it.
Yeah. What can you do?
I mean, we tried our best, and that's what we could have done. That's what
Callisto would do. Callisto would try her best.
It was in the true spirit of Callisto that we were ahead for a while,
and then failed.
Our own pride was the best of us.
The Valkyries won. It was great because Brittany Powell was there.
Oh, yes.
And she found out that they were going to win, and it was really good. So I was very happy for them for having that.
And they were so cool. Great. They had like a ride of the Valkyries.
Everybody's cool.
I mean,
during lunch one day, literally the Valkyries rode in.
The Valks are great.
They had
brought some stuff.
Decorating your cabin was one of the contests, and we were proud of our
ours won the
flags.
Daytime.
Yeah.
Daytime decorations, Cutthroats won.
Their nighttime stuff, which involved all these amazing lights, and they had a menu of all the drinks you could purchase.
Which
for them
I didn't know
dinars.
You could go in there and get.
You could actually get those drinks.
I was a little angry that I found out.
So I mean. The Valkyries had nighttime nailed down.
Yep, they sure did. They sure did.
They made a mean punch. I don't know what it was called. I forget. But it was a mean and amazing.
Yeah.
It was delightful and tropical, and I loved it.
Those Valks knew how to party.
Yep. So next year, Valkyries!
No, I love all the
They were all good. Yeah, everybody had their own competitive catchphrase. Everybody kind of had their own shtick. It was really neat.
My personal favorite was the Bards one, but that's because I'm a little bit morbid. And it was hilarious.
The Bards were brutal, I would say.
But it was pretty great. Anyway, go everyone.
So Retreat was an amazing experience, an absolutely amazing experience.
It was sad Monday packing up.
It was strange. It was strange to return to
civilization.
Real life.
I went to Girl Scout camp for 2 weeks. There's no reason we can't do Xena camp for 2 weeks. 2 weeks next year.
Yeah.
Penny's like, oh my god, no.
I hope this helps you guys to kind of, if you were thinking about doing Xenite Retreat,
pull that trigger and go.
We did a lot of sporty stuff, that we did not expect to do, like basketball, archery. But there was a lot of stuff that we didn't do, which was a lot of panels with Steve Sears that we Adrian doing stuff and commentaries, and you can watch Xena all weekend in a room if you want. We fixed the aspect ratio for a second. It was amazing.
And then they put it back.
And the art you can do art.
We can do art. We got in the art hut the last thing and made bracelets, and I was very, very happy to do that. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that we didn't get a chance to do because there's
not enough time. 2 weeks. Let's go, Penny. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, but
you can make your own experience there, and I think it's
highly recommend.
Yeah, you're going to have fun.
Yeah. So anybody who was thinking about it and didn't do it. Go. You have to do it.
Go.
You will. It will change your life. It really will. You will have the greatest time of your life.
Go.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
We're not last.
We're not last. We're not last. Oh.
Phil agrees.
All right. So enough about this. Let's do animal attraction now.
And this animal is attracted.
It's 504 Animal Attraction, written by Chris Mannheim and directed by Rick Jacobson.
Rick.
He was there. I saw that slow-mo.
I did like all of his Western stuff that he does.
Boy.
I feel like that's the only place where I was like, oh, look, Rick's having fun. That's nice.
What a waste of it.
Yeah. It is.
It's a weird thing to put Rick with this episode, I think.
I completely agree. I have wondered if they're like, Rick always gets the serious episodes. Let's just throw a comedy his way.
Yeah, maybe he asked for it. Maybe he was like, guys, come on.
I just want
Let's
some
do
nonsense.
a funny one. Yeah.
This is Chris Mannheim again.
Again? What do you mean again?
Because the last time we had an episode we were mad at, it was also Chris.
Oh, no, Chris, what's going on with you,
And
girl?
actually, I would say that Animal Attraction has some of the same problems as Chakra, where it's like trying to do too much, but also doing nothing at all.
That has like 700 plots.
Yeah, it has 700 plots. And
they're all wearing coats, the plots.
Like, all the plots involve coats and attraction. And, like, none of them is good. Like, I feel like each one is very, like, surfacey. Because each is, like, 3 scenes.
This is a put your brain away episode. This is a put your eyeballs on it and just let it happen to you episode.
I don't even want my eyeballs on it because it makes Xena look ridiculous. Yeah. So, like, even, like, that shot of her on the, like, hospital table going, like, I don't want to look at that. I want to put my eyeballs away wherever my brain went. Put the eyeballs, too.
I liked the vertigo shot of the reveal.
Really? Don't you think it was kind of a waste of a vertigo shot?
Yes.
If ever there was supposed to be a vertigo shot, it would probably be on a reaction of a woman who did not have sex with a man and is now pregnant.
I guess, but
like Mary totally had a vertigo shot. Like, definitely.
It just is not a moment for comedy.
Well, that's this whole episode, right?
Yeah.
They make the very conscious choice to reveal Xena's pregnancy in a comedy. And from reading interviews with Chris Mannheim, it seems like they really did this in order to avoid all the tough questions and drama. And that is a terrible reason
the worst
to
thing
do
I've ever heard.
I
love the drama.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, I get that, like, this wasn't necessarily a plot line they, like, wanted to do. It's something that's they're kind of forced to do. So I feel like they don't want to deal with these issues. Yeah. So they're trying to not deal with them. But, like, you got to. It just feels cowardly to me that they're like, how can we avoid mentioning Solon or Hope? I know, put it in a stupid comedy.
Which is so egregious.
They definitely mentioned both of those things.
But later, basically. I mean, Solon's name gets a mention.
Solon's name gets mentioned.
It's very weird.
And then when she says, I know this baby is good, unlike your evil baby.
So
that was so
rude.
insensitive. But also I noticed that what she says, like, there's life within me, it's almost exactly what Gabrielle said in Gabrielle's Hope in a creepy way. Yeah. So, like, she's saying the same creepy shit. And you're like, you have a spontaneous baby and you're saying the same lines, but you're like, it's good, I swear. And you're like, this is reassuring.
I thought it was very, very rude to Gabs for her to even be saying anything like that.
Do you know what else is rude? The whole anti-subtext thread in this.
So wait a minute. There's so many threads and plots. Which one are we starting with?
I think we're starting with the elephant in the room, Xena's pregnancy. Yeah. Sorry, Xena, you're not that big.
Is this
But wait, not Melosa said she looked a little fulsome.
Fulsome.
Yep, elephant. Okay.
I hate that Xena. well, first let's talk about the subtexting. Just the fact that, like, they go out of their way to say that Xena hasn't had sex in a long time. A love-free zone.
Love-free zone was the only part of it.
The only part
that implied that she didn't have sex with a man, anyone.
With
the rest of it was
her.
literally about the physical aspect of having sex with a man and getting pregnant.
Yeah, for sure.
And
if they had just cut that out, it would have still been subtexty okay.
Yeah, ish. I feel like just Gabrielle's tone as she goes through all of Xena's male lovers just was not good for the subtexting.
I thought it was actually
a blasé quality.
No, I thought it was she was offended and like hurt because.
Well, this is the season 5 thing of her being like Jello in the background
Yeah,
of
she
a
was
lot
like
of
Jell-O.
these things. Like you'll
And
see
confused.
it again.
Did you think she was jealous of Hercules?
Not Jello.
No, I
Hercules,
think she
but,
was like, did you go off to have sex with Hercules like right after we did it the other night? Like, what's going on?
like
Kinda
confusion,
that. Yeah.
understandable confusion.
Like,
I guess
thought you
it's
gave
the
up,
whole
man.
tone of all of these conversations because it's a comedy. So
Right.
it's all just
That's
so
the
winky
problem.
that like none of the emotions ring true.
I think Renee was acting the correct way, and I bought it in her delivering the lines.
There was an interesting controversy I noticed in the way people involved in the making of the episode discussed Renee's reaction to the pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Chris Mannheim originally was like, oh yeah, you can see in her original reaction that she's like cycling through all the emotions of, oh, my child and Solon and all this baggage. But then Renee was like, no, I wasn't playing any of that. I was only playing my character shock at being told that her friend is pregnant.
Right, like because of how they just had sex a lot, and it wasn't, no sperms were involved.
So I thought that was interesting that the writer of the episode was really eager to believe that there was like the actual kind of emotional subtext from
Could they
previous
be?
stories.
She's talking specifically referencing Chris Mannheim, the first part, not the part later where Xena's like, "It's good."
Yeah, I think it's the first part when she's like literally Gabrielle's face, like when she first hears about it, and looks just like kind of hurt. I would say stunned
well,
and
it's
hurt.
interesting that she said she wasn't playing it because it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
In the end, in there,
like, it's there.
I read it in the part where she says it's good.
But yeah,
I read her
that's
thinking about
especially.
hope.
That's why I was
Sure.
wondering what they
Yeah.
were talking about specifically because that was rude, and I was like, she should have been like, that was rude.
It's just, it makes me so angry that they wanted to avoid that stuff. Like, if you're making the character pregnant and you had all of season 3 be about mommy issues, like, how do you not bring that stuff back?
And then they had such an controversy with, the actual plot of Deliver and Gabrielle's Hope that they just wanted to immediately be like, oh, this is fine, and it's good, and it's fine, and it's totally fine, it's good, it's fine. Like, and not worry about the, like, any kind of, bad touch issues. Or
Right.
like,
When it happened.
I know, but I'm just saying that, like, so that's a little frustrating, for sure.
I also don't care for the pregnancy-based kind of body humor in this episode. I think it's very, like, lowest common denominator. Like, just, like, what are the stupidest jokes you could make about a pregnant woman? Let's make them about Xena.
Aww.
Like, I get offended on her behalf and on Lucy's behalf.
Yeah.
I just feel like you actually have someone experiencing pregnancy right there. Do you think this bears any relationship to what's actually happening? No, it's just so silly. The like raspberry jam and
Maybe
raw
that's
fish.
literally her favorite food to eat while she was pregnant.
It could very well possibly be. I love fucking
Loves
raw
that
fish.
sushi.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I was very just like eye rolly about it.
You don't like this episode, it
I
seems.
really don't like this.
I don't either, but it's
This
very
is one
harsh.
of my like bottom episodes.
Yeah.
And we were like
Top
we
bottom
said
10.
like for the retreat, like this was the episode we were on, and I was like, no way in hell are we going to be talking about that there.
It would just be Olivia complaining for an hour.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's entertaining. You tell us, listeners.
But yeah, I honestly just am offended on Lucy's behalf here, and on Xena's behalf. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, it's very silly.
Yeah, and it could have, unlike some other examples of body humor that we also dislike.
God.
I mean, at least that's just like a silly episode. It has no real plot implications. Whereas this is, about the character's pregnancy. This is like a major plot line, and they're just kind of turning it into a fart joke. And I mean, they literally do.
I know.
And,
I know. In that part where it looks like they're in the den, it should be like PTSD spa door.
Oh yeah.
oh my God.
I'd be like, no, I don't like boards on my head.
I mean, they literally reused it for that set.
Yeah, they did. And I was like, wow, I never thought about it. But, spa treatments really are like torture devices. So,
No. No.
so amazingly, there were like 18 other plots in this episode besides the major Xena is pregnant reveal.
So maybe you can't tell, but we don't like the Xena is pregnant reveal plotline of this episode.
Do we prefer the Amaris and Armand battle of the sexes plotline?
Not really.
Oh my god.
He is a nice person.
He's appealing, I would say, the actor more than the character. I mean,
she's cute in it.
Yeah.
It's very I'll say one thing with this episode. It's very, like, fast-paced.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't like it for the aforementioned reasons, but at the same time, like just having it on and watching it, like, out of the corner of my eye at work or whatever, like, yeah, it's fine. Like, this stuff was amusing.
Don't you love that dynamic, Katie? You love a bickering couple.
I do like a bickering.
Like, I hate you, but I really love you.
Kiss. Mm-hmm. I do.
I just feel like they weren't bickering over anything.
No, they weren't.
Like, literally, there was no content to those scenes.
My main problem...
He laughed at her.
For falling over.
Yeah.
Which, TBH, guys, if anyone does that, that's, like, very much a problem. Because nobody should laugh at someone who just had an embarrassing thing happen. So, boys, you should learn... not to do that.
Okay. But to me, that's just such fake drama. It's like, you could have actually had this be character-based. Like, he's the son of a warlord. She's an Amazon. I feel like they have actual preconceptions about how the world is that could have come into conflict. But and they vaguely gesture at that with Amaris's scenes with Joxer, where she's talking about how, where she comes from, men are dispensable. Mm-hmm. But, like, it doesn't really follow through with that. You feel like as soon as she's there with Armand, it's just kind of like, you laughed at me, and you're annoying, and I'm afraid of my feelings about you. Let's fight about what you meant when you said that vague line. It's just very...
This episode, did, like you said, bring up her Amazon-y background, so put a pin in it.
Yeah,
I made a point to bring that up.
I just had a major, like, problem because they act as if they have grown up together, but they literally just met.
What do you mean by that? Like, just
Armand
that they fight?
He's literally like, she's immature, obnoxious, spoiled, and she's like, he's inconsiderate, arrogant, self-centered, smug. I'm like, you guys literally just met.
Yeah, they do say that at one point. They're like, you don't know me, and I'm like, it's true.
Yeah.
It's very
You've had
true.
one conversation.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, it seemed more like Amaris is an Amazon, so she's like, ladies, woo! And then suddenly she's like, oh no, I'm having a feels for
About
this
a
man. So
it is very noticeable how Joxer comes in at the end and is like, you kissed a guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Jackson has a lot of lines that require some coins in the jar.
Gonna use our brand new jar.
Woo!
Would you like to name some of the moments, or should we just assume they're there?
Assume they're there.
Well, I hated his creepy staring at Gabs in the beginning.
Yes.
Very much. That bothered me.
Oh my god.
I also hated his joke about how women can't live with them,
Can't chain him in the yard.
Yeah, and the masseuse hated that as well.
Yeah.
So that's good. I hated his weird thing about trying to hold Gabrielle's apples for her to make himself useful.
Where he literally says, you might like it.
Yeah, oh god, that's like several coins for you might like it. Get lots of mileage out of the new jar. I did some research because Chris Mannheim mentioned that a lot of Joxer scenes were cut out of this episode. A lot of material was cut out of this episode. That's what happens when you write 5 plots, Chris. It's way too long. They must have been like 15 minutes they had to cut. They cut lots of Talia stuff, which you can tell, I think, from the way that plot does not make any sense or exist.
I thought it made enough sense.
It's very streamlined. Very streamlined.
That was the most easily followed fun plot. It was just
she's
like,
there.
This guy got a beat. He's my ex.
She leaves.
Where'd she go when she left?
Who cares? She comes back.
She had to use the bathroom for 10 minutes in the middle of the episode.
Oh, I didn't even notice her leaving.
She left.
Yeah, she leaves, and they're like, oh my god, without Talia here, we'll have to defend the town. And then, the gang rides in, and Talia's there, and you're like, what?
She came back.
She came back.
She was done in the bathroom.
Yeah, but basically the whole Joxer plotline was cut out which was just him doing this thing of trying to be useful to Gabs as a way of earning her love. And there were 4 scenes that were exactly like that apple scene. Like, everyone was the exact same scene. Him trying to do something for her and her yell at him. And, like, watching this deleted material made me realize that every plot in this episode is basically like that. It's the same scene over and over. Like, Gabs trying to bond with Horace. Gabs trying to bond with Horace. Gabs achieving bondage with Horace. That sounds wrong.
Yeah. Get it, brown horse.
But definitely the Maurice and Armand plot in which they just fight over nothing over and over again. And I get that that's kind of the joke, but at the same time, it wasn't funny the first time. So, man, I hate this episode. I'm sorry, guys. There's literally the only redeeming feature of this episode.
What do you hate more, this episode or Xena saying, "It's my spine"?
It's my spine forever because it's important. So I hate whatever's important.
Because it's on our new problematic journey.
I know, I have to stare at it always. It's making me so mad to look at. This is going to be me in every podcast from now on with the new jar. So yeah, okay, well, Talia and Darkon, what do you guys think of this? This is like the actual Western plot.
I like how it looks.
Let's
the trees are pretty. I don't know.
Wait, let's briefly talk about Spamonia.
No,
Spumoni is a good dessert. Is it a dessert or is it a wine?
It's dessert. And the town is Spamona.
Oh,
Spa.
Yeah.
Mona.
Yeah.
I only just got that.
And when you ride into it, like the little fence area or whatever that has the big like bison or whatever.
Yeah.
The animal that has horns that look like it's a bunch of hair, like parted in the middle.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But the little carvings are like people in little bathtubs.
Because it's famous for its hot springs.
I don't know if there's hot springs, but I do like that it sounds vaguely Italian, like you were trying to say just now, because I think they're still in northern Italy.
That's true, and they're also
Alps.
a spaghetti western.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I like westerns, so, like, in terms of the western stuff, I just did like how it looked. And, like, I did like the silly sound effects, like, with the spurs and the, like, no spurs.
The spurs was great.
And, like, the
bullet.
Close-ups on the, like, holsters of, like, swords and her chakram and stuff. You get the,
it's like a western without the Second Amendment.
Good joke.
The 90s were obsessed with westerns.
Quick and the Dead.
Oh my God. Well, Chris wanted this to be High Noon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which is not from the 90s.
No, but like The Quick and the Dead is from 1995, directed by Sam Raimi, so you would think that they were doing a reference to
homage.
that. Yeah.
High Noon is really great.
High Noon is great. And there are explicit references to it with the sundial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a great visual pun. Yeah.
Yeah. There were like 12 westerns that were like being filmed at the same time or something like that when The Quick and the Dead was being filmed.
Oh, I didn't know this fact.
Yeah, I mean, like there was a lot. Like it was like Tombstone, like Wyatt Earp, like all sorts
Maverick.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that was a western. And
Wild Wild West?
Oh, God, Beautiful... No, not Beautiful. The ones with the women. Madeline Stowe, the four women.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Like Drew Barrymore, Madeline Stowe.
That sounds good.
A lot of them.
Sounds like a real 90s relic.
Yeah, I watched it, but not as much as I watched The Quick and the Dead.
I watched The Quick and the Dead for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wrong reason.
Bad Girls.
Bad Girls, that's the one. Sharon Stone paid his salary.
Leo's.
Yeah.
Right, because she wanted him in the movie that bad. Yeah.
So bad. Oof. And it was Russell Crowe's first American movie.
I have a question. Why haven't I seen this movie?
Bad Girls?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to watch it right after this recording. So there was a lot going on, not to mention all of the episodes of like TNG in the holodeck when they were in the Western, you know? Like there was just a thing in the 90s to kind of revisit that genre.
That's funny. I feel like the Western never really goes away. No. Like people are always doing those.
I think there's
every time there is one, people are like, "Oh, the Western's back."
Oh yeah,
where'd it go?
Like everybody,
3:10 to Yuma. Oh, the Western's back. Hostiles from last year. Oh, it's back. You're like, where does it leave?
Well, not to mention Winona Earp.
So. Yay, holla!
It's back. But yeah, it was really fun, sort of putting it into ancient Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good times. I agree. Yeah. I love the looks. We have to talk about the looks.
Yeah.
And it isn't even just confined to the Western setting. Like, we're seeing those winter coats for the first time.
Yes. Gabrielle's coat is something to behold.
I like it. Oh,
It's
the
great.
stitched together.
I think it's cool.
Business. Yeah.
It's very cool.
I like it a lot.
I also really love that it
Looks
seems
like it's from a Lucky Store.
It does.
Yeah.
I see what you
She's
mean.
gonna go to like a music festival if she puts on Joxer's hat. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he also has
like
like
a
a
floppy
a
bohemian hat.
westernized Joxer outfit.
I dug it, though. To me, it looked like the famous cinema poncho, Man with No Name, which is weird because that's like Clint Eastwood.
Famous cinema poncho.
I know, one of the many
It's a great band name.
famous cinema ponchos. The famous ponchos of cinema.
So
So it was weird that he was like in a like leading man costume,
yeah,
even if it was a silly one.
it's a silly one. Yeah.
But here's a controversial opinion. I think my favorite of the big coats is Amaris.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cute.
It stood out.
I
yeah.
thought it was adorbs. I
Yeah.
would wear that shit right now.
I wanted them all to have scarves because it's like you have coats, but it's literally cold because you can see their breath.
Yeah,
which
is
great.
funny because then like the snow is so obviously
Yeah.
fake. You see like green grass
I know,
like
yeah,
just in
yeah.
the distance, which is such a shame because they went to all that work of spraying that snow everywhere,
Yep.
and then it's just like
Not enough, not
right there,
enough.
right
Yep,
there,
yep, yep.
missed a spot.
It's just like a fresh, like a little fresh powder. But I thought, and in the scene where Joxer keeps staring at Gabrielle as they're walking, like, I feel like her face is red. Like,
That's
you know
true,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
she's
it
very
looks
pink.
literally cold.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
And made deeply uncomfortable by Joxer staring at her. Like, hey,
Xena's coat.
Xena's
Xena's
coat.
coat is there.
Xena did it first. This.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Hello.
why don't you do the honors?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sometimes your lead actress is pregnant in a season. And sometimes you gotta put him in a coat.
Put him in a coat.
Which happened last season of Winona Earp with
Yep.
Melanie. And
In
her
the same coat.
was very similar. I think unintentionally similar.
I wanted it to
but
be
I
intentionally
really
similar.
would have loved it to be
Yeah.
intentionally
That would have been
similar.
a deep cut of a reference to Xena.
Like-
Oh, they love
Yeah.
Xena.
Yeah.
They're very aware.
Yeah, but to reference the season 5 pregnancy coat of all the things.
You would
Why
when
not?
your lead actress gets pregnant.
Yeah, I'm okay with the coat. It's obviously, I feel like everything about Xena's wardrobe this year, you kind of just roll with it. I think they
I
tried
don't roll with her, no outfit.
her no outfit.
I don't
What
roll
is
with it.
that?
It's that one from the one from last week that she's wearing now.
The blue.
Oh
I
yeah,
hate it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I kind of don't like that she switches to like a black. Like the coat is black, right? Or is
No,
it
her
blue?
the leather of her new outfit
Yeah.
is
but
black.
is okay? So the leather is black.
Yeah.
I thought it was blue.
It's blue.
It's blue and black, guys.
Blue and black.
Okay, black
Blue
and get with it.
and black.
See, I don't like that. I like that she's wearing a black coat over a blue outfit. Everything about that's weird.
That doesn't make sense. Why? Well, that's really not an
don't
issue.
like it. I don't like
Definitely
it.
black can go over.
It's her spine.
blue.
Not a good look. Yeah, but Amaris's coat with the party fur
She looks cool.
embellishments, yeah, it's badass, and it looks fun with her shorts. I think the long duster shorts combo is cool.
Very,
I was into it.
very 90s.
We should mention that on the back of her performance in this episode, since she is in many ways the leading actress here,
Yeah.
she's in the romantic comedy that's the A-plot, she is so adorable that she won the part of Cleopatra 25, basically off this. And, props to her, even though it kind of fucks things up for Amaris.
Yeah, big time.
But, she is really charming.
Yeah, I love her.
I wish this romantic comedy plot had more to it.
Yeah, and I would have preferred more Amaris in general.
Yeah, I think she could have rose to the occasion if they'd written her better material. Mm-hmm. Speaking of people who could have rose to the occasion, Talia, played by Alison Bruce, Such a cool lady.
Totally.
Yeah.
Queen Melosa. Mm-hmm. Now she's sheriff of a town where there are no weapons.
No weapons and, like, really shitty deputies. Like, that one guy who comes up while they're sitting and was like, your ex-husband's coming, so I quit, bye!
I think that was a High Noon reference, too. But
really?
I don't exactly remember. But
Okay.
High Noon definitely has a lot of people quitting. But I totally thought that weapon thing was going to pay off in some way. Like, you know, the fact that everybody had no weapons. I was waiting for, I don't know, some kind of thing where everybody was like, damn, I wish I had my weapons right now. But
you expect too much.
of this episode. It sets things up and then doesn't do anything with the setup.
I don't think they didn't take Xena's sword because you can't.
She refused. She refused. And then, of course, the most egregious example of, like, setting something up that you don't really do anything with is Talia's backstory with Dark and Raw.
Dark and Raw.
Was that your joke you were going to make about Darkon?
No. I didn't really have any jokes other than the factoid that he once was a man named Theodorus.
Oh, Theodorus! We miss you. He was also Marat.
Nobody cares about Marat. It's only Theodorus. He was my favorite goon, but no more. My favorite goon is now Goon 17.
Oh my god.
You know who you are.
Goon 17. But yeah, he had. I was glad they cast him and Allison both.
They were perfect.
They're like really small parts. You know nothing about these characters.
And yet, I saw this couple.
Yeah, I was into it. That's almost why I wanted more. I love the idea of actually like a movie about this subject. Like a female sheriff of a town, and then her outlaw ex-husband rides back. Like, that's cool. I want to see how that would work out. It was such a like wet fart of the conclusion that like
you're like making me sad.
let me finish my joke. That like he, you know, they like have their big showdown and it's kind of awesome courtesy of Rick with all the Western style shots. And then, like, at the end, she gets him by sword point and is like, and now it's going to be up to a judge. You're just like, well, don't care. Like,
Xena cared. She was very happy
Xena
about
was
that.
very pleased. She got her hand on the chakram, which was a cool...
Her fingers were itching.
Cool bit. But yeah, it just was so blah. It just felt like such a hand wave. I was such a Najara in this moment. And that, oh, you're handing him over to the local magistrate and then washing your hands of it and he'll be out on the street in another day.
God.
Like, what a dumb thing. But I've
Send him to the light.
Crusader changed my whole opinion about these ones where they hand him over to the law at the end. I'm like, what law?
Shock Island.
Shock Island? That place was terrible.
Oh, man. Well, I liked that, you know, her whole thing was that she was like, Xena, you cannot interfere. Promise you won't. And Xena's like, oh, fine. And then she didn't, and that was good.
That's true. But then they have like 3 arguments about that.
Yeah, but
because
Talia,
that's one of the plots, and
right.
each plot was the same scene over and over.
Yeah. But, you know, Talia really appreciated it. And Xena was like, phew, that was really hard not to interfere.
Uh-huh. Cool story, bro.
I liked it. I liked her twitchy fingers, not...
Yeah,
I mean, I loved how that was shot.
I'm still getting used to the new chakram noise. It's crazy.
It's a cool noise. Different. It's very different, yeah. But, you know, sometimes you need a new prop to just, like, mix things up a little bit. Xena
you say as you're fondling the problematic
this
jar.
Is our new jar. It makes a new sound when you throw coins into it. And, yeah, it has some... like intense mythological backstory that we're not going to tell you about because it would fuck it up.
We can't remember.
So can we talk about the one plot in this episode that is good, which is Gabrielle and her horse. Named Horse, I think.
Yeah, brown horse.
I thought maybe he was named Handsome, which he also gets called once. And then once one of the goons is like trying to burn down the stable, and Gabs is like, no. And Goon's like, who is gonna stop me? And I was like, oh, the horse is named Who. Cool. They called him.
I liked him being called Handsome.
So who Handsome? The horse.
Anyway, she's always really cute because of her, like, you know, clear backstory of not having good relationships with horses, mainly Argo.
Yeah.
So, like, I really liked Renee being, like, super nervous like the acting. It's like Gabrielle just being like, "Whoa."
Yeah, that first scene where she approaches the horse in the bear trap was very sweetly played. I loved all of Renee's little like, "Ooh, don't worry."
Really
like,
sweet.
Yeah.
That horse's wound seemed really intense.
I know.
Did not like.
Horse needed a tetanus shot.
And then, like, she, bandaged her foot, being like, it's also hurt. Look at us being
That was so
the same.
cute.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was a completely insane way of trying to get through to a horse.
I think my favorite is when she was like, Argo, can you please talk some sense into this horse?
There was so much talking to the horses.
Yeah, this is the most
and then horse talk.
Yeah, horse to horse.
Also, Argo knew Xena was pregnant from like the first scene. That was like another plot, is that Argo knows all.
Well, Xena sits on top of her.
I like that animals being intuitive.
That's true.
I think Argo could tell she was heavier.
That they very much communicate.
Yeah, they. Yeah, I don't mind Argo knowing. I guess I mind Argo saying that Argo knows. That's the part that's confusing.
Not
to
Mr.
me.
Ed or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but I like the little horse conversation that Argo and other
they
horse.
can communicate.
Yeah, but
With
actually seeing a scene of
dialogue.
them talking to each other is odd.
Well, we know Argo can talk to other horses.
I guess so. We have seen it. I mean, it was played like very dramatically in Greater Good, actually. Yeah.
It's her favorite and only time it's allowed.
Yeah, I think so. Let's say that you could only do it once and only in a scene about whether or not to drag Xena.
I think it was quarter her.
Oh shit, you're right, it wasn't drag. No, of course not. Dragging only came later as a thing the show loved to do. But yeah, horse. Any other horse thoughts? There's the cute scene at the end.
Well, that was actually like really great part of the like, I'm pregnant and we're gonna be fun parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The two horse family is a pretty cute,
two-horse family.
Cute phrase.
Scene. Yeah. It's just like there's a lot of good Xena staring at Gabrielle during all the horse parts where she just looks really cute looking at her. Like she's like proud of her for like getting a horse and like getting on the horse and like
and doing it herself,
being good at it.
And this is nice coming after Succession, where Xena seemed so not feeling Gabs as kind of changing into being this more equal player in the game, and I feel like her support of Gabrielle having her own horse is a good positive change. Like, don't walk behind Argo anymore. Like, you should have your own mount. Yeah. We ride together.
And they're going to race to Greece.
Yeah, and there's that funny...
No, they're not.
That funny line at the end about...
That line was crazy.
That line definitely had a
race
second
to Greece
meaning.
is what they say at night to each other.
Oh, you won't be able to walk straight for a month.
That's like a special situation.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that may be it for Animal Attraction.
Wow.
It was very deep.
I mean, what more is there to say? Because, like, there's only so many times you can be like, listen, this episode is a bummer because it takes a major important topic with our main character and turns it into this silliness. And that is not cool with Xenaware podcasts. And it's also not all my kind of humor. So I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that, like, makes me extra mad at it as a silly episode because, number one, important plot that could be really dramatic being treated in a way that it shouldn't be treated. Number two, really cool Western stuff, like, shoved in to, like, the fart joke episode. No.
Yeah, and it's like the B plot or even the C plot, which is kind of sad.
So you could have had a whole thing that was, like, really moody and cool and with the Western dramatic... I don't know. Now we're just getting into my personal preferences where I don't like people throwing up into buckets. Which is I know something people do when they're pregnant.
Specific to buckets? You're okay with throw up into other receptacles?
Any receptacle. I don't like it. Like, it's not something that people do when they are pregnant. It's just not something that I want to see. And it's played for laughs. It's laughs. It's laughs.
It was
just like puking.
It was like every time,
food.
it was like Armand and Amaris, right?
Talking about how great Xena is. And no, it's kind of used in different places.
Yeah.
Like, you see, like, Gabrielle advising Armand and like buy a woman flowers. Every woman except for Xena loves flowers. Then you see Xena with, so like you see it like at various parts in the episode. I thought that was so dumb. Ooh. I found it dumb every time they tried this.
That was such a callback to Najara,
right? Who literally was like,
I stop and smell the flowers.
Stop and smell the flowers is just like a human thing is fine. But like I did think it was cute when she was like, ooh, teddy bear, but that's just because like I was funny. Divorcing it from everything.
Yeah, I was just laughing at Lucy.
But like just the idea that like I don't know, she's pregnant, so now she's more womanly.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I hated that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I just think, like I said, lowest common denominator, like how to treat pregnancy in a way that has almost nothing to do with pregnancy and more to do with men's idiotic stereotypes of pregnancy, which is weird because this episode is written by a woman. So you'd think there would be.
We say that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit like concerned now because I feel like there are more times than not where like there are episodes written by women where we're like, this is worse than usual.
This is worse.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know, maybe. But she wrote my favorite episode of Family Affair.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris
and
writes
she's really good.
Well.
Yeah.
I actually...
We're so mean.
It was interesting because, you have Armand here who's from The Convert, which I thought was a really great episode that actually combined multiple plots in a way that didn't feel completely, like,
I'm positive that is
superficial.
not what we said when we did The Convert.
Well, obviously we had issues with the way it worked out with the vines, but up until then it was fine, I thought. I know you didn't like that Joxer plot being in that episode.
Yes, exactly.
But I felt that the Joxer plot and the Najara plot were both handled independently. Like there was real substance.
Should have been 2 different episodes.
Yeah. So, I mean, here you have a whole bunch of plots, none of which has any substance at all. Like, literally no substance. Like, you couldn't have done a, like, less interesting take on any of these plots if you tried. Except Horse, which was fine. The Horse was just the right amount of screen time for that.
I think there was not enough features of the spas. I wanted more spa business.
I mean, in a way, I wanted another Convert-style episode where you just saw them hanging out in this town.
Spa.
Yeah,
Yes.
I almost wanted... Yeah, the Western could have been a separate plot. Yeah, Spa Day. I would watch that episode.
Would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
oh, boy. Maybe we should stop talking about that episode and, like, apologize profusely if you like it.
Remember when
Xena
ordered milk at the bar?
Yeah. And, well, I liked that joke because I liked when she was like, what does she
And Maurice comes in and she's like, I'm in trouble. And Xena's like, what is it in the water?
I thought that was a good joke. That was the one time I laughed this episode.
Yeah.
No, the thing that Xena says where she's like, what am I, like...
Overage.
Yeah. I liked that one. I liked it.
Her delivery there was pretty great.
There's a lot of good deliveries of stuff. Like, I think everybody's really, like, on point in the acting.
And that's in a way what's so frustrating about these comedy episodes that have no substance is the actors are having a good time. So, I don't begrudge them that. I'm glad... they get a break. I was reading interviews with everybody being like, we needed a break. They just had a lot of heavy episodes and, you got to let off steam. You just wish it had been funnier, I think. Like, this is another one where I feel like it was probably more fun for them to do than for us to watch.
Right.
Yes, and I'm glad they had a good time.
Yeah. We wish them a good time. All right. Does that wrap it up for us?
I think so.
Katie.
We're on the internet, XenaWarriorPodcast.com. Please check us out on Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe and rate and leave reviews. We always love to hear from you there and read your reviews. They make us so happy you don't even know. We are on Patreon, patreon.com/XenaWarriorPodcast. And what else? Twitter @XenaWarriorPod. And then all the rest of them. Our Xena Warrior Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr. Go talk about this episode over there. If you like it, go tell us why. And, you can talk to each other about how good it is or whatever.
The power!
The passion.
The podcast!